G'day! I'm currently driving north of Melbourne to the town of Kyneton, where today I'm going to be driving this Ranger Raptor in an autocross. Now if you're in the US, an autocross or an auto test is kind of like a giant motorcarna, usually held in a car park with cones, but in Australia an autocross is a dirt circuit, kind of like a hill climb that's been flattened. You start at one point, do a track, finish at another point. Now the reason for this are threefold. Firstly, it should be a hell of a lot of fun. Secondly, I want to investigate whether, just as you might go on a track day if you buy a Civic Type R or a 911, whether you can participate in club level motorsport if you buy one of these. Not just participate, but be competitive. Because thirdly, I think in this discipline, a Ranger Raptor might actually be pretty handy. Now, excuses out of the way, I'm a bit rusty, but I suspect and hope that this thing might be able to get a fair way up the leaderboard. So, I'm going to show you what autocross is, show you some of the cars that compete, show you how it all works, and obviously do some driving. So, use the time codes below if you want to skip ahead, but let's see how we go. Kyneton's Rollinson Reserve is about an hour north of Melbourne, but autocross tracks are dotted all around the country, so just Google in your local area. Entry fees are super cheap, you only need a basic motorsport licence and pretty much any car is eligible. Typically you get 2 runs on a variety of course layouts, and whenever the course is changed, you complete a slow practice lap so you know where it goes and to get a feel for the conditions. Alright, lined up here on the start line, got one car ahead of me. So for this first run I've got it in sport because putting in Baja locks us in a diff. I don't know if I want that yet. So sport for everything, ESP off. A little bit nervous, but first run we'll just see how we go. Alright, so after the first run, I think we're about 5th or 6th. Certainly not going to win today because I was about 4 seconds slower than the top guys in the WRXs. But maybe we can hang on for a top 5. Don't know, we'll see how we go. Depends what the tracks do. If they're tighter and twistier, I might struggle. If they're faster, maybe we'll go okay. Alright, I was feeling pretty chuffed with that, went about 2.5 seconds faster until I saw the little 5 next to the time, which means I hit something apparently, a bollard or a tyre or something, news to me, but them's the brakes. Got to drive neater. Bit of good news ahead of run 3, and that's that they usually change the track every 2 runs, but today they're keeping the same track for 4 runs. So I have a chance to amend for my earlier transgression, because only your fastest time on each track layout counts. So I can forget about that last one, hopefully just repeat the run, and we'll get that further up the leaderboard. Ah! I hit another tyre. I had a clean run till one of the last corners, and then I saw it in the rear view mirror go flick. One of the tyres just clipped it, so it'll be another penalty. Okay, as I said, another tyre penalty on that run, but it was quicker, about another second quicker. Good enough for second outright fastest, so we're getting there. Not going to catch first though, he's about another 3 seconds up the road, but if I can just redo that run, avoid that tyre on one of the last corners, it'll be sweet. That's all I got to do. Easy, piece of cake. Right, so now we're at the halfway point. Done 4 runs. That last run wasn't quite there, so I was quite early in the running order, 6th car I think, and because they've wet the track, driving excuses obviously, but because they wet the track, it was a lot more slippery. There wasn't the same grip. Wait for that Lancer to go. Yeah, because they wet the track, and that's why we keep swapping around, okay? So they wet the track, and that's why they keep swapping the running order, so no one gets disadvantaged. But unfortunately, this was kind of my turn to be disadvantaged, so to say. And we'll see how we go, though. The question is, will it be faster than that first run? If it's faster than the first run, still a net gain, because it'll be a quicker time on this track, but let's find out. All right, so we're at the lunch break, the halfway point, and I got it wrong. We don't use the fastest run from each track, it's the 2 fastest runs. So currently in 6th outright, because they used actually my 2 slowest runs, but that's my fault for hitting the tyres, isn't it? Without that, we'd be 3rd, but should hopefully be able to get back into the top 5 with a clean run. So anyway, I thought I'd use the lunch break to give you a bit of a tour of some of the other cars here to see what other people use for autocrossing when they don't have access to a Ford Ranger Raptor. So let's start over here. So this is the gun car. Brad Hall is multiple club champion in a GC8 WRX. Pretty simple, rally rubber. I think it's got some suspension in it, maybe a little tweak to the engine, but you know, simple but effective, light, powerful, great things. this is the car that's actually in 5th, beating the Raptor. We've been trading sort of hundredths all day. This is Vlad and his Toyota 86. And I'd love to get my hand on one of these, maybe one day. Rally rubber, been lifted slightly. I don't know if it's got much else done to it, to be honest. Some brakes. Great package, heaps of fun. And yeah, definitely would like to get my hands on one of these sort of autocross rally spec 86. This thing is also, this is the beauty of autocross. So the Raptor, the 86 and this are all very similar in pace. Autocross really tends to favour, if you can't be turbo and all-wheel drive, be light and front-wheel drive. All the fastest cars here tend to be light and front-wheel drive. Obviously 4A GE, decent power, weighs nothing. Again, rally rubber. And over here, some more WRXs. We're sort of trading times with these guys. I think they're both just ahead of me, maybe in 3rd and 4th or something, but maybe we can catch them, maybe not, I don't know. But also the XL, you can't beat an XL for rally fun. You might laugh at that. Listen to that, eh? What a machine. Yeah, might surprise you, but an XL on rally rubber costs you nothing, never goes wrong, actually heaps of fun to drive. They work really well around here, they're surprisingly quick. As would be an Impreza RS, or just a stock Impreza. You don't have the power of the turbo WRXs obviously, but you know, it's got everything you need. It's got all-wheel drive, it handles well, enough power. But let's head over here. So another XL. Celica liftback, can't remember what they're called, RA40s. There we go. There we go. These gentlemen have clearly the best car here.
No, the best one's over there, the BA car.
Oh, but that's not in the event. So you guys are running.
Yeah, it
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Never mind. Australian car class. We've got a nice carbon air filter here. Absolutely, absolutely. Cold air intake. Look at it.
Paint on it is.
Look at the race spec interior. Look at this. That's worth seconds. L plates, they help as well. There you go. I guarantee you these blokes are having just as much fun as anyone else here. We've got KE30 Corolla, another WRX, another Impreza. This is kind of cool, DR30 Skyline. Another KE, an Audi A3, again. Good, you got all-wheel drive, turbo, does the job. A Unos. All right, so the running order is going to screw me on the next one. I think I'm second in line after they wet the track. So I've got to get this one right if I want a good time. Didn't exactly nail that one. A bit of a scrappy run, but it was okay. Came across some tyres in the middle of the track, but I also think I clipped one and they didn't give me a penalty, so all's fair I think. So originally I was going to stick it in rear-wheel drive for the next one because I thought the time would be gone anyway with the wet road, but I might go for it. I'm not sure the Raptor will be much slower in the wet than the dry, so I might as well give it a crack. Alright, water truck's just been out. There's one guy in front of me, so trouble is I have now no idea how much grip's out there. Where's more wet, where's drier. So only one way to find out. Well, that was actually maybe a bit better than I thought. There was more grip and there was some sort of dry sections I could try and find. I don't know if it's maybe any faster than the first run, but I don't know if it'll be much slower either. So let's have a look, but certainly wasn't the disaster I feared, and I'm glad I didn't just muck about in rear wheel drive and had a proper go. As it turns out, a wet surface isn't as grippy as a dry one. Thought I had a pretty clean run, but it was slower, but still it was worth a crack. So now we have 2 more runs which will be pretty dry. I'll be pretty ideally placed, so we'll see where we end up in the final rankings. Hopefully we can crack that top 5. Heading back into Melbourne now. I didn't do the last run. I just did 1 run on that last track, the 4 segments, to make sure I was classified, but I clipped a tyre, got another penalty, the bane of my existence today. So I don't know where I ended up, 4th or 5th or 6th or something, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I'd like to be 4th obviously, but who cares? It does not matter one single bit. And I've learnt over the years, only bad things happen when you do that 1 more run. Just 1 more. I would have had to wait around for about another hour, getting tired. Nothing good was going to come of it. So I'm like, pack it up, head home, successful day. Because, as I mentioned this morning, today I wanted to look at 3 things. I wanted to achieve 3 things. 1, have fun. Box ticked, absolutely. Had an awesome time, heaps of fun. This car in that environment is just so good. It's just what it's almost designed for. It rotates under brakes, it rotates under power, it's got heaps of grunt, sounds good, it's just so much fun. Secondly, wanted to investigate whether you could do club level motorsport in a car like this, and absolutely you can. I mean, today cost me next to nothing, cost me 50 bucks for the entry, apart from getting there and back, maybe like not even a quarter of a tank of fuel. And just let's face it, this is going to use more fuel than just about anything. Next to no brakes, next to no tyres. it's absolutely the right thing to do. If you have one of these, even if you just do it once, I've seen some people saying they're going to do track days in their Raptor. Don't do a track day. That's a really silly idea. Do an autocross. Because the third thing I wanted to see was whether it could be competitive, and it absolutely could. Like running top 5 and trading times with like Rexes on rally tyres. Okay, this thing's got 400 horsepower, and so maybe it should, but it's also a massive truck, a massive ute. So you could even maybe get a trophy. Not that that's really the end of the world, but what a day. Had a great time, had lots of fun, and obviously a massive thank you to Ford Australia and the PR team there for agreeing to let me do this, because not many would. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Get out there, go autocrossing. Hopefully I'll be out doing it again sometime soon, and I'll see you next time.